and then you have the southern Philippines, was never conquered. Could have been a Dutch colony, could have been a French colony. They consider them too barbaric. That's what they say, but that means they couldn't beat them. So when you take this first entry here like this and you smack it, see, sometimes the break, this is classic in most melee systems, see. But you come here, you see how I hold it here? And that's the locking procedure here like that, see. So that's the two that we're going to work on right now. But they're not the only ones that you can use. There's many different variations. Sometimes if you box this, then you won't be able to do those two techniques, so you have to go into something else. All right, any questions? So this one works because when you go at that hack and you hit, that's on the Adam's apple, see? And you can use a foot or use it as a trip, see? And then you just step on the face, which I'm not going to do, see? You go like that. See, the first one you just sort of hip up. See the hip up here? See how it comes down here? Comes back to that position and you fold it like that. Okay? And the other one is when you go around the hip. Okay? The back here, 1, 2, you hit it, see? So you keep going. All right, so when you hit it this way, see, this one you hold the position here, and it goes over like that. In reality, I would be tight, so it's a little harder, but over here, so I give a lot of space in case I make air. Like this. Okay, that's the two locking procedures, see? But if this would have come down like this, which it has come down before like that, see, you could hold it like that, see? This will become the technique like that now, see? This one will be pointing. Okay. Any questions up to here? There's the 3 basics we're going to do. All right, you got it? Okay, let's just try it up there. He's going to help me this weekend, so. That's 1, see? I hit the hand. So when I hit here, I go back, and this will cut, see? That's the first lock. See, the second lock is that. The third lock, we lift up and go here. Okay? And then the fourth, if you want to go like this, there's the one, right?
Isn't he usually done by then?
Yeah. This is what they call lock flow. And if one fails, you go to the next one. See, it's not meant. A lot of people think it has to go A, B, C. There was a guy that somebody showed me something on the internet. It was so funny because they didn't fully understand, right? So the hubert can't be used for fighting. Of course it can't be used for fighting. It's not used for fighting. It's a training method. Just like saying running can't be used for fighting. I think it can, though. You're way fast. What I'm trying to say is that that's a training method. Just like skip rope is a training method. See, the hubert is a training method to enhance contact reflexes.
Right.
It's not meant to, so you use parts of it. Okay? So this, the lock flow, and you know there's not any difference according to Tuhan Gati, who's done extensive research in Madagascar, Malaysia, Indonesia, northern Philippines, southern Philippines, central Philippines. Done extensive work. He says there's no difference between Kuntao, in the Philippines that is, between Bersalat, Langkasa Salat, Pulat Salat, Penjab Salat from Indonesia, DUMOG, he says the same thing. And I started thinking about that. He said, and if you understand the history, historically, it is true. And I used to think, it's taken me 20 years to figure that one out. Because, see, they were all one group at one time. And what happened was what they call the European expansion and the colonization of Southeast Asia. So when they came, the Dutch took this, the English took this, the French took this. The French took French Indochina, so that became Cambodia, Laos, and Champa, or Annam, which is now called Vietnam, but in ancient days it was called Champa. Then you had the Dutch colonizing Malaysia and Burma, right? And then you have at the English colony, then you had the Dutch colonizing Celebes, Borneo, Kalimantan, which is now called Indonesia. And then you had the Spanish taking over the northern Philippines. You had Thailand to remain neutral. It didn't come under European power because it had to be a buffer between the English, Dutch, and the French. All three could go in there without fighting. And then you have the southern Philippines, which was never conquered. And there's 2 kingdoms in the southern Philippines. That's Sulu and Manila. They have never been conquered. The Dutch could have been a Dutch colony, could have been a French colony. Usually they'll tell you that they consider them too barbaric. That's what they say, but that means they couldn't beat them. That's so that's the only area that they're colonized. They're very proud of that fact, that they've never been colonized. Even American occupation, I don't know if you know this, in our history, that's one of the longest fights. It was the first Vietnam that we had. It lasted from 1899 all the way to 1918, all the way to World War I. I mean, there was still fighting going on. Okay? But there was no CNN in those days to find out what was going on. So a lot of times it would be a ship knows before they came out. So that A lot of the techniques, going back to the reason why it's so similar because they were under one unit at one time.
Yeah, dude.
And when then he broke off, you know, people went certain ways and did certain things certain ways. Okay, so but anyway, in this one here, when you do this, never, when you smack a hand, make sure you hit it. See, you smack it again. When you hit here, see, this is it's like a muscle one here. Let's do very gently, jump, right? See, this is the first one. Okay. Then you switch it here and go here. Now you can also drive it here like this, or you can also drive it in the stick like this. If his leg is here, you shove this like that. See, you just take it like that. If you don't have to go through the whole routine, if you get to the first one, you'll see it's very, very efficient. Now, if you want to do it on the stick hand, that's on the empty hand, right? The first motion is here, see? And when you come over here, that's the ejection. It now gives you a lock here. And if you just take the first lock, you'll find out it's very, very efficient. If I lay down, it's more painful, like this. All right, any questions up to here? You got it? Okay, I'm going to do it slow so you can see. This one is really, you can really whip it if you really do it. Because you see your whole body, see, first is you hit it, and then you hit it here, and then you hit it. Your whole body swinging, but I don't want you to do that, see. And any time it fails, see, it automatically comes here, see. Which now gives the motion here like that. Okay, you see what's happening over here? So there's always kind of a network. See? In life, if you have a good fighter, he makes that system popular. If you don't have a good fighter, that system will never become popular. So all you need is have one good fighter, and everybody will go to that system because they think it's the best. However, they might not look at the individual. In fact, he could have the crummiest instructor and the worst progression of any system, but he's a good fighter, everybody will travel. Philippines is a good example of that. If there's a good fighter, they go, yeah, let's go study under him, but he could be a terrible teacher. You know who has a lot of good fighters with terrible teachers? The Filipino martial arts. There isn't a progression. They go, okay, hit, bam! And I go, Jesus, I want to come here to learn and beat the heck out of you, see? Because there wasn't a progression. Because they were fighters, and fighters, in boxing's the same way. I've been in my hometown, they go, hey, put on the gloves, come on. I go, yeah, sure. But that's their mentality. See, there was no step-by-step progression. So stick fighting is the same way. A lot of martial arts, and sometimes it's not the, you know, it's really not the system or the instructor. Sometimes they just have a good guy that makes it. Now all these techniques, you have to make them work. My own student, Eric Paulson, you know, he plays a lot of no-hold bar fight. He's put his own wrinkles into this on the stick grappling, and it works. Like he does this because he got the idea from LaBelle. See, he just hooks it and right in the middle of the air. See, when you land like this, see, it's just like that. It's very, very painful. It's like that. He put this, but he actually will send the guy flying in the air. I mean, you're in the air, you're already tapping. See, but it's hard to do it here on the concrete. But the original way was like this, but Paulson changed it to this because he got the idea from Gene LaBelle. And he put it into the system which he used, and it's very, very efficient. Okay, see what we're doing now? So if you go like this, see, and you go like that, see, right here, see? So if I hook it like this is the way Paulson does it, and I think it's really good. Or you can do it the traditional way like Lacoste did it, and you can stand or kneel, see? Or you can kneel here, or you can kneel on the ground if you're going to go to this one here. Because they just drive it through here like that, elbow, see, and then take it. Okay, and you can, that's on the stick hand. Okay, if you do it on this, there's many different ways to get into it, but it has to be fast. That once you go like that, so you transfer it here to the hand, because this thing at all times can go here. And when you drop here, just take it to the first one like that. Like that. Any questions up to here? Got it? Okay, so, and if you take just one, then I think you'll learn it faster. Now you can do it like this, like traditionally, a lot of people do it like that. See? That's it.
My only question is this, so does he always make them faces?
No. Joe's a good stuntman. But any questions here? See? This one, never go to this arm if that stick is there. That's obvious, see? If your stick is there, don't do it, see? That means I have destroyed that hand. Pang, pang, see? Pang, pang, see? And then you went into this one like that, see? Now, if it doesn't go, that's when you go here. So you see how the arm is pulled up here? And you take it down like that, see? It's already here, see? And next position is here. See, the next position, you walk through here. You can see the flow when you do it. All right. Any questions up here?
How do you get the transition when you went after the stick?
After the stick?
You switch the grip. I wasn't sure how you
When
did it.
I'll show you. I can show you 7 ways. Okay,
Just
one
show
way.
one.
One way.
Just show one.
One way. The bikini tertiary method is like this.
There we go.
See, that's the bikini tertiary method. Okay. The Acosta system is almost the same,
As
but
long
it
as
has
you rise,
2.
if you only want one.
So you're like that, bang, see? And you go here, see? And you go here, so you take it out here. See? Or, you could go, you see the hand here like that, hang, see? And you press it and you hit it here, see? Or, you can use this hand here, see? See how this hand is already here? They're so very, very similar. And what it is, you pick the one that you like and gravitate to the one you like.
But the key is wedging that arm. in
Yeah,
between,
the
right?
key is, when you come here, you see how tight I am already? See the do the transfer here? See what's already going to be here? See, I'm only leaving behind on the lever. Plus the fact that it fails, so you have that one, see? Which gives you nothing now, when you can see the pack, so you can branch up. Many different ways that you can do it. And then he has counters too, which makes it very, very interesting. Okay, any questions? So we just take the first one. You can take the first one, which, like that one, smash the hand, hit the body, go like that, see? When you make the switch over here, probably the easiest one is to go like that, see? Take it out like that. Okay. Or,
Oh, here we go.
so when I go like that, you go wham on the head, see? Then move here like that. See? And you will pick the one you like. You know, we always gravitate to the one you like. Okay. Any questions? You got it? Okay, we just tried this for about 4 minutes, right?